viongozi waketi chini, wazee waketi chini, tuone tutafanya jambo gani. Asante kanisa. Unajua pale sisi tuko ni kanisa ndani. Wengine walikuwa nauliza mimi ni member wa hii kanisa. Hii ni kanisa lenu? Nikamwambia yes. Our bishop, senior, our deputy senior pastor na wale wachungaji wako hapa walituambia kama CS co-chair Laxman is also a member of this church. Yeye ni mzee wa kanisa. Akatuuliza inaweza kuwa KICC ama hapa, lakini waziri, unajua wewe ni kijana wa kanisa, wewe ukaamua hapa kwa sababu tulipewa plain check na wale wachungaji walikuwa hapa. Asante sana. Najua pale kanisa hakuna kitu ngumu, hata mawe, hata nini. Kwa hivyo tutamaliza hiyo. Kwa hivyo sisi viongozi wote ambao mmekuja hapa baada ya hii waziri au wazee wanataka ungana na PS na wale wengine tuketi chini tuone tutafanya namna gani, kwa sababu kwetu tuko na Gazetted Forest. Tuko na plateau kwa pande ile nyingine. Tuko na hanging valley. Tuko na rutuba nyingi. Kilichogo tu ni sisi kuketi chini, na mimi niko tayari kucoordinate hao wazee kama chairman wa machairman. Asante sana.
Asante sana, chair of all the chairs. Asante sana. Basi kabla sijampatia dada wetu Daktari Susan, I would want to recognize those of us other than dignitaries who are friends of Elgeyo. I think I've seen Kimoso. Please, we just want to wave Kimoso or any other friends of Elgeyo Marakwet County. Asanteni sana. Basi ningependa kuchukua nafasi hii kumkaribisha Daktari Susan Koech, who will be able to recognize and invite the PSS before we proceed. And to recognize again KFS Conservator, karibu sana. Thank you so much. Karibu.
Thank you so much, Chairman Kochei. The church led by Bishop Mairori, CS Kipchumba Murkomen, PSS Belio, and my brother Chris, elected leaders led by the Senate Majority Leader and our Governor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. God is good all the time. First and foremost, I wish to sincerely thank the church for allowing us to come and have a conversation this evening. We are here to condole with the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. Just for your information, actually, the most affected people by this tragedy are my mothers, they are my fathers, they are my aunties, because the most affected, and my children, my nieces for that matter, because the most affected clan is my clan. And so when I see all of you here, I feel the warmth, I feel the love, and I feel the commitment that you have put into this process. CS, I want to truly appreciate you because of how you have been able to be there for us. You know, the presence of government has been felt because of your leadership. We really want to appreciate you, and please appreciate the president for us, appreciate your cabinet colleagues for us, and the entire government. To our governor, I don't know how we're going to pay, or we're indebted in a way that I don't know how we're going to appreciate the governors from Uasin Gishu and the governor of Nandi, and also West Pokot. I think, and Baringo, they've been there, I don't know even how many times, even more than some of us. They've taken this personally. I think this tragedy also has taught us something, that as a people, we can be able to really come together. We can rally towards a specific cause. And everyone has felt the love that we have been able to get, the overwhelming support. And the only thing that we can do is to pray for each and every one of you who's been able to support us. We sincerely pray that you shall never lack, and your generations will never lack. Thank you even for coming this evening, because when we are here together, we can be able to reflect on what happened 11 days ago, 13 days ago to be specific. And also we can be able now, with hindsight, think about what is it that we can do? How can we manage, the situation that we have gotten ourselves into, so that we can have sustainable measures that will enable us to mitigate against such tragedies in future. It's a conversation that we need to have. It's a conversation that we must have. And there will be the time to do that. Certainly, it's not this evening. This evening, we have specific calls that we just come and just condole and pray that our people at home can be able to overcome this grief. With those few remarks, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome the PS Belio Kipsang to come forward and at least give us some word of encouragement, and then thereafter he will invite the PS for National Treasury. Thank you for listening to me.
Asante sana Governor, Waziri Murkomen, Governor wetu wa Elgeyo Marakwet, my colleague Chris, our majority leader, the entire leadership of Elgeyo Marakwet, the political leadership, our bishop, na sisi wote wenye tumekuja leo. God is good, and all the time. Leo, today we are here to stand with all of us, to condole with the leadership of Elgeyo Marakwet, to condole with the families who lost their loved ones, and to join ourselves in prayer for this very tragic accident that happened. It's so unfortunate because not so long ago, though that time we didn't lose any life, when we lost little girls, to again almost a similar situation. So we are here to join you in prayer and to say thank you very much to the entire leadership led by the Cabinet Secretary. That tragic day, the night before, and that Saturday, the morning, I was with Chris and a number of us in Trans Nzoia. I was not able to join you because I came back to Nairobi, lakini tunasema pole sana. And we shall do all that it takes and all that we can do to stand with yourself and the families, more so with the children. Because I have seen we are going to try to do homes, but I was telling Susan that we shall be available to engage with some of our partners to ensure that our children are back in school, because that is very important to ensure that we invest in their future. Kwa hivyo leo tumekuja to stand with you, pray with yourself, stand with the families, and assure all of us that this is not about Elgeyo Marakwet, this is not about Chesongoch, it's about all of us. So we pray with you. Leo, I was with the CS up to this evening, and we all agreed that we shall be here so that we stand with the community and with all of us. Bishop, asante sana for your prayers, and asante sana for being available to all of us every time, in good and in tough times like today. So may God be with you, and may God be with all of us. Asanteni sana. So wacha niache at that point and hand over to the leadership of the county. Asante sana.
Thank you, the leadership of the church, our cabinet secretary, all protocols observed. My name is Kangoko Bowen. I'm the member of Parliament, Marakwet East, where this disaster happened. And I have my colleagues here. We are going to take the shortest time possible because we want to appreciate all of you because you've come to support us. We are not going to take a lot of your time because I know when we take the mics, especially as the politicians, many of us scratch their heads, and now when wanasiasa wameanza, it's going to take long. So I want to ask all of them to come here. It's just a matter of introduction. You get to know who are they, where they represent, and maybe we'll ask Maklab and Janet just to speak. Honorable members.
The leadership of the church, led by Reverend Mairuri, our CS Kipchumba Murkomen, all of us who are here, good evening. God is good. Kwanza, asante sana Bishop. This is also my church. I fellowship at AIC Milimani. Na Bishop, asante sana kwa kazi nzuri umefanya kwa kanisa hii. Rafiki yangu Kipsanai ni Muislamu. Tulipokaa pale, niliona vile ameketi, naona baada ya hii atakuwa Mkristo. Yeah, because the church is very comfortable. On behalf of the people of Marakwet West, I wish to convey my deepest condolences, kusema pole sana kwa jirani wetu wa Marakwet East kwa sababu ya janga hili ambalo limefanyika. Na majority leader, the government has an obligation to protect its people. And sometimes we have to do it forcefully. We have to sit down and see what we can do so that in future, tuone ya kwamba our people are protected from these landslides. So asanteni sana, na asante kwa kuja kuondola sisi, na Mungu abariki.
The leadership of the church, Waziri, and all protocols observed. My name is Gideon Kimayo, MPKO South. Just to say pole, because of time, we're not going to make speeches. Thank you.
Bishop, Waziri Kipchumba Murkomen, and the leadership, good evening. My name is Adams Kipsanai, and I'm the Member of Parliament for KO North constituency. Like what my colleague has done, I also don't want to make long speeches. I want to say pole to the family. I want to say thank you to the organizers, and we are together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Allow me to ride on the protocols earlier established. My name is Caroline Ngeleche. I'm the county MP for Elgeyo Marakwet County. I take this opportunity to appreciate each and every one of you for coming here, for joining us. It's not been easy. It's been very hard for us, but you've put a smile on our faces in one way or another. And in the words of Mother Teresa, she said, it's not about how much you give, but the love you put in the giving. So I want to believe for you taking your time, taking your resources, and coming here to be with us is out of love. I want to, in a special way, appreciate people not from Elgeyo Marakwet. That is the people who are from the diaspora, at least for coming and joining with us. I don't want to take more time because I know what we are about to do is more important than my words. May God bless you. Thank you so much. By the way, Kangogo, my husband is here. Where are you? He's there. Thank you so much for coming. Asante.
Thank you very much. Allow me to ride on the protocols already established. Good evening, everybody. God is good, and all the time, even in such situations, He is still good. My name is Janet Sitiene, MP Tarbo constituency. Sometimes I also worship in this church, Bishop, incognito, when I'm not at home. I have come on behalf of the people who was in Gishu to condole with the families of the departed souls, and also join you in praying for those families who have the sick in hospital, those who have lost everything, so that we can pray for them that God may give them peace as you struggle to assist them. I want to take this opportunity also to thank our President. Through this leadership, the CS, the PSS, and all of you here, you were able to move in very swiftly after this disaster happened, and you are able to help the community. We really want to pray for you. It is not a mean task that you have done and you are still going to do. To settle people is not a very easy task. So we really share in prayers so that the leadership led by the CS, the governors, the PSS, and the rest of you can be able to manage. I'm also praying that our brains, our smart brains in terms of disaster management and preparedness can step in and see an opportunity to sensitize our community, the conservators, so that they can train and sensitize our community on climate mitigation, on conservation measures. And that is our prayer, that can happen after we have settled our people, so that we can stop this from happening another time. Otherwise, we want to pray that all will be well. Thank you very much, and we stand with you. May God bless.
Bishop Mairori and the leadership of the church, the leaders of Kenya who are here, led by the Minister for Interior, Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen, another leader of Kenya, Senate Majority Leader, Governor of Elgeyo Marakwet, PS Nabatuku Togol Jaba Kenya, Wanakipto, na sisi wote wa Kenya ambayo tumekuja hapa. Nichukue nafasi yangu hii kwa niaba ya watu ya Baringo North, na watu ya Baringo ambayo labda wengi wako hapa, niseme pole sana kwa jamii ya Marakwet East na Elgeyo Marakwet kwa ujumla. Wale walipoteza watoto tunasema pole. Wale walipoteza wazazi tunasema pole. Wale walipoteza mali, shule, property. Kwa niaba yangu na watu wetu wa Baringo, majirani wenu, tunasema poleni sana sana sana. We are with you in deed and in spirit, because you have been very good neighbors of our people. I remember, but those of you who do not know, Elgeyo Marakwet, particularly East Yagangogo, has suffered 3 major disasters. The Murkutwa disaster of early 2000, where there was massacre of human beings, a terrible massacre of human beings. It was a disaster in Elgeyo Marakwet. Kangogo tunasema pole. That time, mimi nilikuwa hasula na nikafanya kazi na Bishop Korir kwa Eldoret, tukakuja kuwasaidia kidogo. I stood with you guys. Again, the Sambalat disaster that wiped again schools and everybody. It was terrible again, Marakwet East. Poleni sana. Now, this disaster has happened again to the same survivors of Murkutwa massacre affecting the Kakekesei people and clan of Elgeyo Marakwet. Tunasema poleni sana. I know that place. And for those of you who do not know, we are in this situation because the people who are living in the hanging escarpment is not their making. Many people along Kerio Valley, from Aror, Kwenda, Chesetan, Mon, Kapkobil, all the way to Sambala to Liter, were all living in the Kerio Valley. And then the others were living at the top of the highland. Nobody was living in the hanging escarpment. But because of issues of insecurity, it devoted the people to the hanging escarpment. And again, there was insecurity up in the highland. People again compressed on the hanging escarpment. And therefore, human activity took place and became vulnerable for disasters. I want to thank your professionals and the leadership led by Murkomen here that we now think, and the efforts that you are doing on insecurity matter can now resettle people along the valley, and we leave the hanging escarpment for afforestation, for growing of trees and other things, and those in the island remain in the islands. I know also there was issues of KFS forcing people to come down, because of conservation. And generally our place, Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo, have similar situations. Even me last year, I lost 5 people because of a landslide in KASS, similar to this. So it is time that we come together as leaders. Let us put our heads together. I have liked the plan that you have, that now we must have a Marshall Plan. We should not only be waiting for things to happen and then we act. The leaders that God has given us now, led by our president and us, must stamp up our foot and ensure that we have a proper settlement for our people so that we can live peacefully. And of course, notwithstanding other things that traditionally you can always do whenever things start happen. There is also natural science and sociological science. So it is also accepted. All the best. I am with you. I have stood with you, and I will stand with you, the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Maklab. It is exactly what Maklaba described that caused that landslide. And Waziri Murkomen here will tell you, when he was the senator of Elgeyo Marakwet County in 2014, the government of Kenya decided to move people from the forest, Embobut forest. And they were moved from the forest. And let me say the entire Embobut is a forest. The whole place is a forest. That is where I grew up. That's where Waziri Murkomen grew up, and many of us, including Lina Kilimo and Marimo, there. So people were moved from the forest, and they went to the escarpment. On the other side, in Kerio Valley, the insecurity in Kerio Valley forced people to leave from the fertile land of Kerio Valley near the river Kerio to the escarpment. And now, like what Maklab described, the human activities along that escarpment is actually the reason as to why we had the Sambalat Liter landslide, which swept several villages, including little girls then, and also the recent one, the last few weeks. So mine is, as a member of parliament for Marakwet East, mine is just to appreciate all of you. I really want to thank you, all of you, starting with His Excellency the President, together with Waziri Murkomen. Because the multi-agency support we received immediately, it was very huge. It was not possible actually to get those people, the injured, to the hospital. In fact, it's out of the about 50, 39 who are found, plus around 9 or 10 who are still missing. Close to 5 or 6 people died because there was no immediate emergency support to have them to hospital. Because all the roads were destroyed. So it took almost like 24 hours before we get the air support from the government. So I really want to appreciate the support we received from the government from a non-governmental organization like the Red Cross, the World Vision, and the many of us, I really want to thank you. I want to appreciate our corporate entities. We have seen many of their CEOs here who have really come to support us. I want to really thank each one of us, because I've seen the M-Pesa payments there, people sending like 20 shillings, 10 shillings. So on behalf of the people of Marakwet East, I really want to thank you, and even as we converge here this evening, again for further support, mine is really to thank you. And also, Bishop, I want to thank you for hosting us here at AIC Milimani. Me, I fellowship with AIC Plainsview, and Milimani, I normally come as a visitor once in a while. So with those many remarks, let me take this opportunity to welcome the Senator of Elgeyo Marakwet to take it from there. Thank you very much, and asanteni.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kangogo. Our CS, Kipchumba Murkomen, the church leadership, our PSS, my colleagues, and the congregants here. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Asifiwe tena. Good. Mine is going to be very brief, but before I do that, I want to invite my colleagues just to introduce themselves here. I'll call the leader majority last, so he'll speak on our behalf. Sigei, karibu.
Thank you, Senator Kisang. Waziri Kipchumba Murkomen, the leadership of Elgeyo Marakwet that is present this evening, the leadership of the church, and the rest of those of us who have come to support this evening. God is good, and all the time. Thank you. My name is Hilary Sigei. I represent the people of Bomet in the Senate, together with Kisang, and we've come to condole with the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. We've come to support ourselves, and I'm inspired by the commitment that has been exhibited by the leadership and the professionals and the program that you have put in place. I am convinced that the vision to support our brothers and sisters whom we lost is going to be for the long haul and not the short term. And so I would be happy to be among those who've prayed together with you and those who've sat together and thought through the support program that we are going to do this evening. Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Good. Waziri, on behalf of the leadership of Elgeyo Marakwet County, as the chair, I want to request you that you send our thanksgiving to the president and his team, because immediately this thing happened, most of us from the county were out of the country. Luckily, you were around yourself. Governor arrived the same day, and you took charge to assist our people. You tell him thank you very much. Tell him also thank you for also allowing the First Lady to go to Jason Coach last Saturday to condole with us and grieve with us. And she actually walked across, all of us were together there. I'm sure you've seen up there. Last is, I want to ask my colleagues, you know, when disasters like this happen, we speak, and then after a short while, people forget. We have said this is a serious problem from all the way from KASS out. They lost several people. Even during this particular time, we lost 2 people in KA North and 46 in Marakwet East. Let us purpose to ensure after we have buried our people, we sit down. We don't just say and we don't do it. So we will lead that campaign so that we come together, we reason together and see how we can resettle our people and conserve that hanging valley. Otherwise, we will have a similar problem in the future, which we don't want. We know it can happen. Since we know, let's do something now. Lastly is I want to thank all of you for coming. You came immediately. Last week you came. as we were up country, and then today also you have come in large numbers. And I want to also thank my colleagues from Senate and also National Assembly who have contributed generously, and we are going to announce later on. So with those few remarks, I want to welcome most of you or all of you for the burials. We have a burial tomorrow in Kenya North, Kibendo. Then Wednesday next week, I think we've agreed that because of the road network, we had agreed that we do the second burial on Monday, 17th, but we are told the road is still having some challenges, but we pushed it to... Kilim announced it. So somebody who announced. Is that correct? 19th. Sambirira and Mbabut has been pushed from Monday 17th to Wednesday 19th. And then the final one for majority of the people will be on 21st. And we encourage all of you, you join us, come and mourn with us so that we can do a decent send-off for our people. So leader majority, please come and speak on behalf of all parliamentary leadership.
Asante Kisang. Waziri Kipchumba, the leadership that is here, the leadership of the church led by Bishop Mairori, the people of Elgeyo Marakwet, and everyone who's come to stand with these dear brothers and sisters of ours, I beg to greet all of you. Good evening. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Yeah, I join the rest of my colleagues in passing first a word of pole to all of us, because in one way or the other, we have a connection with these people, but more particularly to the families that have been affected, and to the people of Chesongoch and Elgeyo Marakwet kwa jumla, kwa msiba huu ambao ulipatikana pale nyumbani. It's really been a difficult few days for you as a people, and we pass our sympathies to you, the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. On behalf of the people of Kericho, my own family, and my colleagues that we serve together in the Senate, I want to bring a word of pole. May God comfort you as you sit down to reflect and see that which you can do to make the lives of our people better. I'm not a visitor. I've been to this place many times outside of Kericho, my own county. I've been to Elgeyo Marakwet more than any other place in this republic. Of course, when Kipchumba was a senator, we went there for many, many things. And I have many friends, including family, of course, as maybe some of you may not know. But half of my family comes from Elgeyo Marakwet. My wife comes from this place. So I bring also pole from my own family to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. It is my utmost hope that once this is done, we shall resolve as a leadership for this never to happen again. And we know that which we need to do. We need not repeat it here. We need not tell anybody. We just need to do the right thing. And we know what the right thing is. It might be difficult, but we will have to do it. Because unfortunately, that's the price of leadership. And there is nobody else that we are expecting to solve other than the people that are in this room, and of course with the assistance of our government. And I hope in the honor of the lives of the people that we lost, we shall do that which is right so that this never again happens to our people. We've seen it a couple of times. And it's not just about the people of Elgeyo Marakwet, it's that entire corner, because this has happened one too many times in Baringo, West Pokot, and we know that which needs to be done. Of course, because of marginalization and so many other things, that tonight is not the night to discuss. Today we just came to pass our word of pole and to tell the people of Elgeyo Marakwet that we stand with you and we pray for you, and God will give you comfort. In the subsequent days, as we plan the rest of the things, I believe we shall be together. So with those very many remarks, I appreciate and I wish you well. Back to you, Kisan. I was about to call Wesley. Yeah. So thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, our in-law, Your Excellency Karibu. We also thank you very much because you just arrived and you flew directly to the ground, and you've done a lot of work for the people. When you are done, you invite the peers.
Okay. Thank you very much, my colleagues, our senator, our CS, our PSS, majority leader, my colleague leaders, the senator and our senators and our MPs, professionals, all people of goodwill, and of course, without forgetting our great bishop who has allowed us. I have never seen any fundraiser, by the way, happen here. We are always pushed to a corner in town. We don't take that for granted. And all of us, Bwana asifiwe. Tumsifu Yesu Kristo. First and foremost, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of us for coming here today. This is a show of kindness. They say you know your friends during difficult moments. You are the friends of the great people of Elgeyo Marakwet who suffered this landslide. We don't take your prayers for granted. We don't take your support for granted. Even those who came, who even called to console all those people. I want to say thank you so much. And on behalf of the entire county, I want to say asanteni sana. I want to thank my colleague leaders. And most sincerely, I want to start by thanking the president. I landed at exactly 7:07 a.m. in the morning with the Qatar Airways. And when I just opened my phone calls and texts and everything was on my phone. And when I received that, the first people I called was the leaders. And unfortunately, all of us were, I don't know what was going to happen, and we didn't know. Each of us, even I was in Denmark with Kangogo, and we didn't meet. He was in Sweden, another side. And when I just landed, I looked for the president, of course, and I looked for Kipchumba. The president was actually hosting a huge function at 7 a.m. in Kakamega. I had to look for someone to give him the phone, and I looked for Kipchumba. He was in another long call. I had even to call his wife, something that I've never done before. And that is how we actually mobilized the choppers. And I told Nani Akwamba, just forgive me, but for today we have just to talk. And we quickly responded. And Waziri, I don't know if you were not available and if you are not with us. On that day, personally, I was planning to take my son for baptism and thereafter to go for my classmate's wedding. You know, all of you know Senator Alan. We all wanted him to get married very quickly. And I wanted to go there that day. But it could not be possible because of this tragedy. But the love that we received from Kenyans, from all agencies, and specifically, we have not quantified what KDF did to us and Kipchumba through his Ministry of Interior, through the choppers only. The choppers alone. We were actually flying bread for those people who were doing such. And the young boys in Kerio Valley did a wonderful job. We could not get those people. Getting 39 people from that rubble, from those stones. You could get a bishop as big stone as this place. You could not believe that place was flat. But those young boys, and supported by the team from KDF and the Kenya Police, were really supportive. So mine is only to say thank you very much. We have never seen such things before. Of course, we have had landslides. We have had very scary ones. But this was the most scary of them all. And I want to say asanteni sana. Chris Kipto also was very busy that day, but he was very supportive to coordinate and even help us with more choppers. We don't take that for granted, colleagues. And we want to say my colleague leaders also, when they arrived, all of them, we actually went there. This is one disaster. As much as it was unfortunate, I want to most sincerely thank the President, the Minister of Interior, and KDF. It was the most, we never lost anybody after we flew. All the patients, we flew them directly to MTRH, and we never lost even a single life. No single life. In 2020, I was a deputy governor when Kaben was being swept. And we were taking people with county ambulances, people with multiple fractures, and police land cruisers. Many of them died along the Chukor route going up. If they were flown, we would be having so many of them with us today. So I want to most sincerely appreciate you, Waziri, and tell you, even subsequent disasters across the country, that should be the benchmark so that we can be able to save many lives. Going forward, I want to request that we continue supporting these families beyond the funerals to ensure that they come back. We were just checking the lady who was hugging the first lady with Waziri here. We were together there. That lady was okay the first day we went with Kipchumba. She was very okay when we were searching for the husband and everybody. But the second time we met her, when the first lady came, she was already, her head was not with us. And even the first lady could see this woman is actually, and she's now admitted in MTRH. We have another one in Tambach we are hosting. He has even refused that he will not go for the burial because he has lost almost everyone in the family and he has no one to go to. So he said, you guys go and bury those people. I'm not coming. We are trying to use pastors and bishops and to talk to him so that we can be able to take them to there. So it was a bad one, but with your support, you have lessened our burden. We don't take that for granted. I received calls on behalf of the Elgeyo Marakwet from all the CEOs. The first CEO was Ndegwa Peter. He has supported us, and I think it has not been recorded here. He did for us the pay bill. He did for us all the messages of early warning. Remember, it was still active that time, the landslide, and he has brought us iron sheets and items worth almost 3.5 million. That list will be provided. That is Safaricom. And still, Susan, our sister, is still following up on something with them. So we have so many of them who have called. Today, before I came here, I received elders in the office. They brought their support, and even another US-based Kenyan who came just alone with his team and a lorry of cement. He brought to the county, and we have taken it down to Chesongoch. So we have so many people still calling. I was called by KWS just a few minutes ago, and their money is already in the office in Iten. We don't want to restrict. Some companies would want to bring money, others would want to bring kind, others would want to use their officers on the ground. KWS have preferred to bring through the officers on the ground. And I've seen my brother Markoko here. I want to request you, my brother, on behalf of this community, that we have been conservationists for a long time, better than anyone else. During this difficult time, we are requesting you, if possible, give us enough mbao so that we build these houses, all the houses, because we have mabati, we have now gotten cement. Ukitupatia mbao, tutakuwa tumemaliza hiyo area yote, so that we find. As I finalize, so that I call PS, what do we do after this? As the county, we have started the process of discussing. We have had actually a process called Wealth Creation Program, where we are spreading cash crop along this escarpment and the entire county. That process has been ongoing because we realize we cannot chase these people. You have just to change the human life, what human activities they are doing, to a better ones which are resilient. So the county has been doing that. We have started a mega nursery at Chebara, which is targeting almost 6 million seedlings. We will not manage alone. So what we have decided, we want to do, Red Cross has accepted, Elders has accepted, and this church called the 7th Day have accepted also, and many organizations, even Red Cross, have accepted to host a big meeting that we can be able to discuss. And I can see our brother WWF are here. We can discuss on the long-term program, and Strathmore also has given us a research they did in 2010. They want us to have, and the county will be leading, and all the leaders, so that we discuss a long-term program for that place. We only have two choices. Choice one is to move everyone from that area. The other choice is we change the human activity. And you will allow me, Lamarkoko, if I say we have to find a solution. We better move the people to a better ground and take the trees to the worst one than have the people die every year. Or we find them somewhere else. Or if worse, we actually change their human life that they are doing. They go to coffee, avocado, and those ones. But if they continue, those ones who come from KU South will tell you, Kocholo is even worse, how it looks as we speak. If you come all the way to KU North, all the way to Marakwet East, and all the way to Pokot, don't even forget Pokot. It is still a bad thing. So with all those many remarks, I want to thank all of you and say, tunawashukuru sana. Hata wale wametoa 10 bob, hata 1 bob. To mention, please know, we have recorded as the county every single person. Hata mwenye ameleta kiatu moja, we have recorded to the last person. Even at the county, we have actually ensured that the account at the county is only for collection purposes. The same way Laxmana said, we have used the county CEC finance to just collect, just like a collection account. After the collection, we will combine with whatever this team in Nairobi are having. And then when we have the long-term meeting, the entire team here and leadership and even the victims, we will decide how we are going to use the money. And then we can be able, and we have said that money is not going to be used on the funeral, because Waziri, we requested him to support us so that this money is actually for long-term, so that the community can see that we have done something fair for them. As the governor of that county, I say asanteni sana, and may God bless you. I want to take this opportunity now to invite our PS National Treasury. I know he has just arrived and he was not even feeling very well, but karibu sana PS, you can talk to your people. Asante sana, and you are also an authority in matters environment.
Thank you very much, Governor, Waziri, Senate Majority Leader, all the leadership that is here, and people from Elgeyo Marakwet and all those who are here. Amjambo. Chamge. I will be brief because time is of essence. But just to say, I join everyone else in condoling with the families that lost their lives. On first, I was going to Kiprono Kitony's, there was a ceremony in this place, and along the way we got the news when we were airborne. I tried to call the governor. He was also arriving, and he was struggling to find his bearing. We tried to fly to Marakwet, but we were told the weather is bad. We decided to proceed to Kitale. But later in the evening, I met with the CS Kipchumba Murkomen at the airport to receive the bodies of those. I think there were 16 who had died, and another 21 people who were injured. And we went to hospital to see them. And then, of course, later we went to Chesongoj the following day, Sunday. And then I traveled abroad. And I have just come back from an official trip abroad. So I just want us to say we addressed first the short-term issues. We need to give a decent send-off to our brothers and sisters who have left us. But we need to now think beyond this. And I've had many ideas come about. Some of you know I've been in this space of conservation. So maybe I'll just spend my time, what I did when I was PS Environment. And that time, CS Murkomen was senator. And even all of you, actually, the leadership that is here now were there. I tried my best at that time to do a CAP memo to the Gazette below the road in Embabut. And it was agreed. I think I will be calling KFS, maybe KFS, you're here, come. It's good to discuss this. It's important. So we agreed that we do below the road. That Embabut forest is 22,000 hectares, isn't it? I think it's 22,000 hectares. I went to the below the road. Of course, I was wondering why you had people to be below the road. But anyway, we decided to go with what was agreed. And then on the other side, because it is really nowhere, I mean, I don't know how people stay, but we just said, let it stay there. And then there was this fight with KFS because there was somebody who was killed, and the European, there was this European program, the EU program, which was stopped. So I tried with the 10 ambassador. You even came, senators and governor. Even Tolgos came to my office, and we tried to save the situation. And in the process also, we put Kibonge in Kabiemit, Kibonge, Chesubet, and Kibonge, you call it what? Tingwa Kibonge and Tingwa Chesubet for exchange program. And that went to cabinet. CS, I expect that should have been part of what is in parliament now. I really urge that if for some reason it was left out of cabinet decision, please find a way so that it goes, so that the MPs can now have it and we have that settled. I really plead with you MPs so that this is settled once and for all, because this affects all the Hanging Valley. And maybe at this point I want to stop so that I give him, because we don't want to make heavy speeches. What is your view on that, man?
Thank you very much, Bwana PS, CS, Senator, Bishop, who is hosting us today, and all guests, protocols observed. It is true that we have a problem, and I'm very sorry. I convey my condolences to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet and the families, and we have a problem. It has happened, and there is no guarantee that it's not going to happen again. Something must be done. So we need a conversation and agree to do very bold moves. Very bold moves. They are going to be painful, but they are going to guarantee a sustainable future for people who are behind us, after us. And we in Kenya Forest Service, we will support that process. We need a conversation, and we will provide the leadership that is required. The hanging valleys must be left for conservation only and nothing else. Those people living in the forest need to look for somewhere else. It's going to be costly, but you leaders, you are here. You are capable of mobilizing resources so that people can find somewhere else to live, but not in the conservation area. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Asante sana. Now, I came in here with CS, and we have consulted, and even consulted the president, and the message the CS will deliver will be that of government. So for now, CS, let me just leave my PS position and just say something small about what I feel as a member of the county. And I think I raised this when I was home. My proposal is radical. And it is often said, I think it's a Chinese proverb, a crisis can be danger, but it can also be opportunity. And always, crises have provided opportunities for new things, new inventions. I want us to use this chance to do something new. My Senate Majority Leader, something new. And the President is already leading us on this. I said in Chesongot, and I think even in Ebabut, can we settle the people in the valley or where you find appropriate land? We put affordable housing, settle all the families affected, and then they go from where they are to their farms. I think CS I have discussed with you already, and we have consulted. So I want to leave to CS Akuja Aseme more on that. But I think I have seen a good idea that is temporary. The one Nani Lamaon Ali present. Here yako ni temporary, because even building those houses will take 2 years or 3 years. But if we can do it, why don't? Because the rest of Europe was chained because of the land tenure system. We have this system where we build houses all over, and then we don't have economic land. So if we settle in one place, take electricity, take water, and then everything people give the schools, it is even cheaper. And then CS, you have done a lot to do the insecurity. That place is going to be the London. I grew up in Nandi. We used to call where you were married the London of Nandi. Inaitwa nini huko? Kabiet. No, not Kabiet, Nandi Hills. So I just wanted to say that we support that idea. And already I think CS also you will tell them the Tot Biretwa Road, all the way to Kondo, to Nandi, is advanced. And it is going to be done by next year. So with all these things, then we must be able to transform. So the conservation program that I've been having at Kaptagat, I have called it Conservation and Empowerment. We call it Alternative Livelihood Improvement Program. These two go together because we conserve the forest, but we need to also make sure the people are supported. So today's Harambe, because I know government will meet a lot of the costs relating to expenses. I agree with what the governor said, that we have this to be part of the long term. It should go to empowerment, the empowerment component of the people as they settle. As I finish, I want to call on one person who has supported me in Kaptagat. Aware. Just come over, and Keplagat, just the two of you come. I have a reason why I have to call you. These two have really supported us. And by the way, I don't know if Chebi Kilimo is here. She left. Yeah. Chebi, you know how I started this when I was in the office of the Prime Minister. I held a meeting in that office, and you came, and I know you were, out of your respect you came, but you had issues. We wanted to start conservation. We started that conservation long time. I started naming editions only when I met this gentleman in 2017. So, how can we upgrade? And I know we have already done Embabut first edition. Can we appreciate the people of Embabut, those who have been driving? Can you stand? Where is the guys who have been in that group? Where is, I can see my friend there, Mr. Solomon. I see Mzee Mwenyewe. Where is Madam Dr. Sally? Of course, the son here, Mr. Environment. Can we appreciate them? We have done the first edition. We have said the second edition is coming. I am told the CS has graciously accepted to be the patron of that region. So CS, tuchape kazi. Hawa ndio watatuambia vile tutaenda.
Thank you very much, PS, CS, all leadership in the House, all the people of Elgeyo Marakwet and friends of Elgeyo Marakwet, good evening. First, allow me to pass my personal condolences as one of the community members from this county to our people and say that pole sana, and we are together. And I think the reason why we are here is to look at what we need now and what we need moving forward. So maybe I can invite my boss.
All protocols observed. Hamujambo. This man calls me my boss, but actually he's the new boss. So first and foremost, Bishop asante sana kukubali sisi kuja hapa. I actually love this place. It's very beautiful. Thank you very much for accepting. Two, to the entire people of Elgeyo Marakwet, I bring my condolences from all stakeholders who are associated with that place and from my family and myself, and also from the entire WWF network. Because as I told CS, WWF is committed to working with the people of Elgeyo Marakwet on the short term, medium term, and long term. Going in a program, watching our JCS, because he's ahead of us in the thinking. I don't want to preempt your speech here, CS. Si utasema? We agreed. Although we have a plan. And Professor is our secretary. Seli is our secretary. So we have a plan. Lakini tonight, wacha tumalize the immediate problem we have in our hands. Then we will come back to that one. But this man, from your place, hata nikienda, me, I will be an advisor kwa hii maneno yote. But this is my successor. And it was Jackson Kiplakat from the great county of Elgeyo Marakwet. Asante.
Asante sana. So, in conclusion, I just want to say Sally Kimosop had a message from the CS, but CS Murkomen will speak on behalf of all CSs. On that note, please welcome CS. Tukaribishe.
Thank you very much, PS Kipto. Our PS is present, PS Kipto and Kipsang Belio. I don't know if he's left. Our majority leader, our governor, our members of parliament, our judges who are present here, Bishop and the leadership of the church, professionals present. Good evening. Good evening. I know what it takes to, as professionals living in this very busy city of Nairobi, to sacrifice and to be here at this point in time. So the first thing I'd like to say is asanteni sana for taking your time, and for the professional team led by Lamaon, Laxmana, and the team who are here, Koche and others who really came up with this idea that we need to meet here. I truly want to appreciate you for putting together this program and organizing us, because, everybody wanted to help, but they didn't know who to meet and where to, submit their contribution. So thank you very much. Thank you, our Bishop Mairori, who is the Bishop of Diaspora and the presiding pastor of this church here in Milimani, for hosting us and for your kindness, and for also making sure that we have this very important fellowship. I don't think really it is the Harambee that we only celebrate tonight. It's actually the fellowship to be together, to have a forum where we get to speak about the things that we go through. This landslide is one among many that I have witnessed personally. Kerio Valley escarpment has witnessed so many landslides. The most historic one, even though I was not there, is said to have happened in 1961. That actually separated the two hills of Kaptokol and Sagat from the Embobut side and created a big gap. And it was talked about by our grandparents for many years, because I think it happened for many hours, many days. And it was really huge. And so it has continued with deforestation. We see the problem that we have. In my very own lifetime, and as an adult, I think I witnessed the worst one in KO South in 2012 when we were campaigning, and we went to Muscat and all those areas, and personally I witnessed people, bodies being removed, injured people, and I think I even carried some in my car to the hospital. So, and then West Pokot earlier in 2020 or so, 2021, and then we came to Liter, and then now we have had this one. So it's been disaster after another one, and I think we can't continue burying our heads inside the sun, expecting that something will happen or somebody somewhere will do it. It is us to do it. We have to do something to change this world. So, Daniel, you have to go back to Kapchibale and do something, and all of us have to do something along this escarpment of Kerio Valley, all the way from Baringo side all the way to West Pokot is the most prone to landslide. And it's worse because of Embobut or Cherangani Hills is where it's worse because also we have massive deforestation. You need to go to the other side of Pokot where I'll be this weekend. It is terrible. I mean, if something is not done in the other side of Pokot South, all the way to Sikor, is going to be a disaster of untold magnitude. We went, I think, with majority leaders, Honorable Nelson Koech and others to West Pokot when this happened. So it is, we are here today to talk about, to say pole, but also to talk about the long term. The plan is to, the Cabinet Secretary for Environment brought a plan to the Cabinet last week, with the idea of a few of us championing different parts of the forest. CN Soipan is doing Loita Forest and somewhere else. PS Ngeno did something in one side of Mao. Mao is big. I have seen CS Mvuria is volunteering to take care of some forest in Kwale. I was volunteered forcefully as a Embobut Forest evictee to become to become the patron for Cherangani Hills, and Chris has done a very good job in Kaptagat. Fencing or no fencing, he has done a good job. And we have a lot of debate with him. We had, even when he was PS Environment, about what to do with Embobut. And so we need to find a solution. I know Embobut was not part of the ones that were approved in cabinet for excise, and I don't think it's for bad, it's for good reason. We still have to do a bit of consultation, because if we had done it the way it was, we would be degazetting nothing. We would be degazetting the escarpment for people to live in. So we still want to do a bit of consultation to make sure that where we degazette is helpful to the people who want to live there. And we'll be asking all the leaders who are here. We continue to, and the president is very much aware. By the way, I can give you a very interesting story. It is President William Ruto as Minister of Agriculture who resolved the question of below the road. The below the road was his initiative. What had happened, and Honorable Lina was the MP, houses had been burned, and we were discussing compensation and so forth. So in 2009, we flew with him. That's the first time I used a chopper. So we flew with him to Embobut, And Noah Kesa was the Minister for Forest. So we went there, we had a baraza, it was agreed. Honorable Lina put us in a task force. I was in the task force, I was Mutiake ya Mkono. We sungukad, we agreed, we wrote names, we compensated families, and then we agreed on below the road. And that is how below the road became the byword in Embobut. But then it's too small. And then the road was arbitrary. So if you reach Maron Wewo, everybody else will just be waiting to die if you tell them to leave below the road, because where they used to live in the glades have already been depleted. So a conversation of clarity of where we need to have the cut line is needed so that we can do this with finality. I totally support conservation. I am extremely concerned about people invading back the forest, and I have told Markoko that I am volunteering to build for him as we build the forest station in Embobut, police station. I'm going to support him to build a forest station there so that the forest guards are there. And we want also to build another one in Kamalogon. Then he takes his people to the forest there between us and Pokot because of the depletion of the forest. So first of all, from government perspective, we want to make sure that what is remaining, what is there now is conserved. Number two, I also agree that in the part of this government, we need to move people away. And some of the farms are not as bad. It is just the crop husbandry which is the problem, and the type of the crops. So there are some places where we will rehabilitate by changing the crops that we are planting. There are also decisions for where people will have to move, especially below clearly the Spencer line, which is Mr. Spencer as an agriculture officer for Elgeyo Marakwet in colonial days had established that if we want to conserve the forest, that is the line we have to put there. On the lower side of the valley, we had a discussion with the PS, and the president is aware of this. We will go back to have a consultation with the community. If they can agree, the government is ready to do affordable housing for them to live, and then they can farm the rest of the land, and they can be a model community. If not, we can start with the step that the professionals led by Susan have done to establish those kind of houses. Kerio Valley is the future, and I agree. The reason why those people are near this government, in fact, by the way, as a matter of fact, the people who are farming where there was a landslide are the same people. That is their land up to the highland side. So they usually go farming, get the maize, and come down. So it's unfortunate because they needed food and they could not farm on the lower side of the valley. I'm giving you my word that the peace you see in Kerio Valley now is permanent. It's supposed to be permanent. We are actually, I'll surprise you that in less than a year you'll have an airport or an airstrip in Tot with a proper presence of government in that area. We are happy. The operation that has gone on in Kerio Valley, we have now collected 700 guns voluntarily. It's unbelievable. Even me, I don't believe it. I have grown up there. For people to be surrendering their guns voluntarily is unbelievable. But it's not very voluntary. Something had to be done initially, but now it's very voluntary. Yeah, and in a way, that's Baringo just crossed 300 this week, I think. DIG, I think 300. Yeah, 370. And Elgeyo Marakwet also reached about 300. West Pokot is where we are making slow progress. We have agreed with the president that when it crosses 1,000 and something, we'll go and ban them somewhere in Kolo or Tot, and as a signature that we will never go back there again. And we mean business. And we have asked everybody, we know where your gun is, how many guns you have, who you are, and we have asked everybody to give us. We lost Father Alois, but it's not in vain. Yeah, it was sad that we lost him, but that is the day we say it never again. That is the day we say liwe liwalo. Whether people say what they want to say, we will do what we need to do. For the first 2 months, I was very unpopular in Marakwet. Everybody was cursing me, but nowadays I get so many messages of appreciation. So And I do so, I benefit from the security sector for the work they have done, and I want to say thank you very much, IG and the team, for a good job. Infrastructure is going on in Kerio Valley. The only thing we agreed with Davis, I know we are doing the road, the tarmac road between Kilangata up to West Pokot is all going. There is a good Chinese contractor who is doing a good job there. The road from Barbelo to Tot is also ongoing. Recently, because of the securitization, we have money that it can bring the contractor to Tot. The road from Chesongoch all the way to Biretwo, to Msea, to Flospa, all the way to Kondo, and then to Boko Valley up to Nandi. I'm very happy about that road because it was my dream initiative when I was in the ministry, and I'm very happy that it's progressing well. We work together with Chris, look for money from development partner. Next year, I'm sure that that road will begin and we will have a tarmac road. Once we do that, everybody in the escarpment will go to the valley. I have no doubt in my mind that the Kerio Valley will be the most sought place. The next thing the president is working on is to do the dams of Kimwarer, Aror, and Embobut, and even Mbolot and others, not for the sake of electricity that we wanted to do before. We can even do it for irrigation sake only, to make sure that we irrigate the valley. So there is a future in that Kerio Valley. In these ruins you are seeing here, do not despise that area. I am confident that this administration is going to unlock Kerio Valley, entire Kerio Valley up to West Pokot. And most of us who have run away from home here will really want to go back home. Jackson and your team, you will have to go and build something in Chebilil. Jackson is a very senior police officer, and he comes from a place called Chebilil. So I thank you very much. I want to thank everybody here for the work you did, for the rescue, for the presence, for the contributions, for the prayers, for the coordination. I want to thank Governor and County Government, fantastic job. I want to thank PS and the PSS who supported us. I want to thank Member of Parliament, Kangogo and his team, Members of Parliament. I want to thank Governor Sang, Governor Chelilim, Governor Kachapin and Governor Cheboy for also joining us, and their governments, and bringing food and being present with us. Senator Kisang and his team, thank you very much. Our women rep did a fantastic job with his team. And we want to see this teamwork that is going on among all of us. There are many government officials here. Everybody seems to be a government official. So I'll only introduce those for my ministry. We have here DIG Langat. We've come from, all of us who are from the ministry who joined me here. You know, PS was here. PS, PS Belio was here. PS of Immigration and Citizen Services. Chelugate is here, who is the Secretary Chelule, it's not Chelugate. Chelugate is the Immigration. Chelule is the Secretary Administration in the department. We have our DIG Langat on behalf of National Police Service. We have our Secretary National Administration, Wana Lilan is the new Secretary National Administration. It's not very new though. And then Beverly Opora, who used to be the Secretary National Administration, is now Principal Administrative Secretary of the administration. Those are the people who are in charge of all the administrators across the country. And we made changes today of a number of them. Thank you very much. Asante Sana for the good job. You should be standing. You are part of the ministry, Boynet. But it's okay. You are part of the office of the president, but you belong to our side more than the other side. And then, Laxmana is in charge of public benefit organizations, which was previously called NGO Coordination Board. He's the CEO. And then there are many other officers who are here in their personal capacity and officially also being here. Asanteni sana. All the Justice Kendagor, Justice Kemei, MD hapa Daniel na wengine wengi wenye wako hapa. If you name few, you miss others. I want to thank my sister, Dr. Susan Koech. She's personally affected, even though their parents moved a few years ago to Trans Nzoia, and she has done a very good job. She's what I call a quiet leader. She wants to do a lot, but without taking credit. And thank you very much without you, we would not have done most of those things. And thank you very much for leading us from that perspective. And everybody else here who has done a good job. On the conservation, Aware and the new CEO, we will work together. And Sally is also here. Thank you very much. Ole Moritas, thank you. My friend National Oil, with your board of directors, who is also our brother-in-law, it's called Makarel Langat. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, and all the others. Nikisema wachache, nisema wachache nitawapoteza wengi. Tutoe pesa ama, what are we supposed to do? What we agreed is this, before we go there. The government of Kenya is going to do its part as the government of Kenya. Okay? Because someone will go and ask, why are we doing Harambee? And there is a government of Kenya. So I need to answer that question. The government of Kenya, under the leadership of President William Ruto, will do everything that the government of Kenya does in disasters. Everything. For a matter of fact. So we will waive the hospital fees. We will facilitate the funeral. We will also do the settlement. Okay? Which means building of the houses as agreed and so forth. That will be done. The budget is provided. The CS Ruku, which is disaster is in his ministry, has worked out a budget. Treasury has received the request. It is under consideration. CS Mbadi and PS Kipto are working on it. By tomorrow, they will have latest Monday, finalize the budgeting process, which then after that day, it will now lead to disbursements as shall be worked out. So I don't want to come here and enumerate the things the government of Kenya will do. The government of Kenya will do everything that it has done everywhere for disaster. Yeah? So that someone will sitoke hapa useme, ikikuwa ni sisi ni Harambee. People like comparisons. Ikikuwa ni sisi ni Harambee, ilikuwa ni wale, serikali ilifanya kazi. We'll do everything. And in fact, let me say this for the record. We debated with Chris whether we should come here because we might send the wrong message that in Elgeyo Marakwet, the government of Kenya has to raise money to do what it needs to do because it's the CS Treasury and the PS Treasury and the CS here. So rest assured that you have not been called on an emergency because the government of Kenya will not do nothing. It will do everything. What you are going to raise here is over and above. And therefore, we are here for empowerment. We will now sit down with the professionals, with the leaders on the ground, and the committee to see what else can we do for these people, based on the contribution we are making. What economic empowerment? The children who have lost their loved ones, we can put them in a scholarship fund of some sort to support them. We will do some other resources to improve livelihoods beyond and above what government would have done. So what we raise here, rest assured, it's for long-term purposes, but the government of Kenya will do what it needs to do and will continue to do in other parts of the country. Receive greetings from CS Ruku, and he has to be where he should be. We are representing him here, and my colleagues in the cabinet, and then my PS, we were together, and we had to agree he does some other work so that I come here, PS Raymond Omolo. Asanteni sana, and Mungu awabariki. So Laxmanda, what are we supposed to do? Okay. So let's do what we are doing and make it very, very fast. Yeah, so that everybody can get a chance to give, but also we make it as fast as possible.